Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to be here with another game of Dota 2, this time in the StarLadder League Pro Division, and we're going to be following, well, kind of Section 80. Section 80 still Section 80, but the manager kind of dropped them a little bit, and they're going to be against CCK, a coalition of cool killers, and this is going to be a best of one in the StarLadder League here on Banji, as we're not bringing it to Rasmus TV this time, just because of
10 seconds remaining.
That stream's a little bit too busy doing the JDL stuff. But either way, we do see the first bands coming out, and they're the usual bands. You know, you've got your Razor, your Brewmaster, your Death Prophet, but your Lycan's the interesting one from CCK. Very, very 6.8 1-ish ban. But at the same time, he's a very, very good hero still. He's good at pushing. You do have to make it work now, though. The nerf to his ultimate did actually hurt him a lot more than many people think, just because it's 1.5 seconds where you have the ability to get stunned up, where you can get locked down and shut away. No longer is his ultimate basically a free escape. But either way, we are going to be here with these first picks and first bans, and we're not seeing anything super crazy. Obviously, the Elder Titan, one of the newest additions to the Dota 2 first pick, first ban family, just simply because of the minus armor he brings is so goddamn sweet. So goddamn sweet or not, well, we're going to be sat here and just waiting slowly but surely for these first picks and first bans. And
5 seconds remaining.
generally these ones go pretty quickly just because if teams know what their first 4 picks are going to be,
Dire team pick.
it's highly unlikely the opposite team's going to pick up something that's going to completely shut down your strategy unless it's something weird like a, oh my god, they first picked a Meepo mid, or something like that. And so, because of that, generally you just see the two teams maybe using up all their bonus time, but aside from that, just zooming through the picks, as it is going to be, you know, 2 more very good support heroes, Scarith Mage and Vengeful Spirit. Now, the thing we do have to remember is that we have to keep in mind, Elder Titan can be played as both a support and an offlaner, so it does give them a little bit of flexibility there in terms of how Section 80 want to go lane this. As we actually see right now that I'm trying to work out what the current standings are in this Pro Dota League, because obviously the Pro Dota, it's, I think, groups of 8, although I probably, just give me a few moments, I have to find out. Oh no, it's groups of 16 in total, and split up into 2 sections. So yeah, groups of 16 in total, and currently if we have a quick look at how these two teams have been going, well, Section 80 are currently in the European pool. Obviously, you've got 2 pools, the Russian pool and the everyone else pool. And Section 80 are currently 2-2 and 2-2, and I think 1 high. I am not quite sure. Obviously, all the letters are in the wrong place. But either way, we are going to be seeing these bans coming out, and it is going to be the Ogre Magi and the Ancient Apparition getting picked up. While on return, we do have the whatever it's called, Faceless Void, getting banned out on the opposite side, and the Faceless Void is a very nice ban here, just simply because they've got a Scarith Mage, we've got an Elder Titan. Faceless Void has kind of dropped off in popularity a little bit, but at the same time, he is a little bit, what's the word? He does drop off in popularity, but at the same time, he is good with certain heroes, and instead of just basically being on his own like a lot of time he used to be played in a previous patch. Now we do see the Lich getting picked up on the opposite side, and we are seeing this Lich tied into a dual off-lane combo kind of coming out a lot more from teams, just because the plus armor and the sacrifice makes it very, very difficult to kill this Tidehunter. The fact that he comes with a nuke and an ultimate that goes in pretty well with the Tidehunter's ultimate, you know, is pretty sweet as well. Obviously on the opposite side we do also have the Morphling picked up, and the Morphling, one of those carries that's actually been gaining popularity quite a bit, just simply because he's pretty survivable. A lot of the other carries that used to be popular have been slowly whittled away and nerfed down, meaning the Morphling in his more nerfed state than I'm sure many of you people who watched all the way back from TI2 can remember when Morphling was literally instant ban, instant pick, because his strength morph like made him unkillable forever. Now we do actually see something interesting as a 4th pick, which is going to be that anti-mage. So no fun allowed here for CCK, and CCK going for that, well, I wouldn't say late game, it's more the mid-late game where the anti-mage, he's a hero that has his timings. If you can get those fast items, if you can get that fast Manta, get the fast Battle Fury, then just simply jump in and start destroying face,
5 seconds
then he become
remaining.
very, very powerful. If you can stop his farm and make it so he doesn't ever reach his peak, or if you can take it to the super late game where he starts to scale off, that's when Anti-Mage feels a strain of being that carry. And we are going to be waiting for this final pick from Section 80, and they are going to be a little bit careful as they do have a lot of heroes that could be nuked down by the Anti-Mage just simply with his Mana Void. I think that's what that's called. Yes, it is, Mana Void. Remembering correctly. Which with the Scar of Mage and Elder Titan, both of them generally like to pick up big mana pools, and Puck's also another hero that jumps into that thing, so it looks like they're definitely going to be trying to take this before Anti-Mage hits his timing. On the opposite side, though, we are going to be seeing the bans, and Section 80, they've definitely got their offlaner, probably 2 supports, and the Morphling being their carry, so they're more than likely either looking for, well,
Dire team
having said that, although they're more than likely looking for a mid, as they do see that Viper get banned out, so they can still lane this Puck on mid, have the Elder Titan on offlane or support, meaning that theoretically, there's still 3 roles up for grabs for Section 80. Meanwhile, on Coalition of Cool Killers,
10 seconds
they
remaining.
are a little bit less they're a little bit less
5
flexible, so to
seconds
say.
remaining.
You've got the Anti-Mage in the carry position, you've got to have him on the carry position, you've got the Lich and Vengeful Spirit in support and tied onto the offlane, meaning they still need a mid-hero of their own. So we do see Coalition and Cool Killers, they do get that
Team pick.
TA banned out. Makes a little bit of sense considering the fact that no one on Section 80 really has any counter to a TA, and considering they banned out the Viper, it does suggest they may want to go for that, as we do see the Dragon Knight is going to get picked up. Also a hero that has a pretty bad matchup against Viper on mid, and he also is one of those situations of where he does a pretty good job at just holding out in the mid game. You know, getting that push up, getting his regen. And we are going to be seeing these few heroes picked up right now. Are we going to be going for the customary beginning of the game pause? I am not sure. As it is actually going to be taking them a small amount of time right here. Get ready, set up, and waiting. And there we go. We are going to be going live with this game, which is going to be CCK versus Section 80. There's not going to be any customary beginning of game pause, so we're going to be going straight into the action. We're going to be starting off with Lich, being played by Suki right here. On the Coalition of Cold Killers, we've got the Dragon Knight being played by Kek, or K3K. We've got the Anti-Mage, or Vengeful Spirit, being played by LeBron. Taking a little bit of a break from basketball right there. The Anti-Mage is going to be played by Tib Baguette, or just known as Tib. And last but not least, we've got the Tide Hunter, the big green beast, going as Kavorak Dong. Hoping I'm saying that name correctly. And meanwhile, on the opposite side, we do have Section 80, and they'll be known as Morphling, with this pretty sweet set going Nico Baby. We've got the Anti-Mage being played by Kimbro, and in fact, we do actually see a little bit of aggression being put on this Tidehunter, but he did manage to get, in fact, no, he managed to get none of the walls down, so a little bit of a shame right there. But we do actually have the Elder Titan for the rest of our introduction. We have K playing on that Elder Titan, who I think is one of the actual stand-ins. Cube playing on that Legion Commander, and last but not least, we've got the Puck playing on Clawdu. Obviously, Section 80 no longer really is Section 80. I'm guessing they can keep the name because it's not really an organization, but they did get dropped by their manager recently, which is a little bit of a shame. Obviously, Section 80 one of the teams who I've seen quite a bit of. They've been really making their way through the competitive scene right now, as we see the sun coming out, and somehow Legion Commander picks up the Invis Rune anyway, and that's going to be a really nice boost for our offlaning ability. But obviously, we didn't really talk about this last pick coming out from Section 80, the Legion Commander. Legion Commander, very good at offlaning, can also mid quite a bit if you want to, but at the same time, you know, you've got lots of possibilities. In fact, I think I've seen her played in all 3 core roles, including the jungle, although I never like seeing her in the jungle, just because she's just so good in lane, with her ability to harass with their overwhelming odds, and just ability to not get killed with press the attack. I do see a little bit of harassment coming out from Cube right there. And meanwhile, in this mid lane, I do think this is going to be a little bit equal, probably slightly in favor of the Puck right here, just because of the Dragon Knight isn't going to be able to do very much in terms of killing this Puck, or at least having that possible kill potential. There's going to have to be a lot of bottle grind coming out of this Dragon Knight to keep up in this lane. And obviously, like we discussed earlier, we also have the Tidehunter Lich offlane combo, which I always like to see just because the Lich sacrifice means it's very difficult to harass completely out. The we do see Tidehunter is going to take a bunch of damage right now, and it's going to have to be super, super careful. Because you have to remember, Kraken Shell does very, very little against a Scarlet Mage with his spammable Arcane Bolt. So we're sat here. Currently 1 minute in, not very much else going on right now. As both these two teams, they're really going to be waiting for the mid game. As in, neither of these really want to start ganking early. There's no real aggressive support to go off of, and you do see the anti-mage actually doing a lot of harassment right now as Legion Commander, and that's going to be one of the issues that Dupe is going to have. That he can't really stand here, although we do see anti-mage go pretty low. He's going to be careful. He's going to just eat a tango, the salvo up from the Legion Commander, but you know, that mana burn does actually hurt quite a bit. Not just hurt in terms of health, although it does do that as well, but it also hurts in terms of, as we do have to see a possible attack here onto the Lich. Having to interrupt my train of thought as Lich is going to be basically battled away from that room by a very, very angry thing.
This will do nicely.
Not actually sure what that is. Like a cow? A space cow's older brother or something. I don't know, we do see Ty doing a little harassment, but getting harassed right back with that Arcane Bolt, and everyone in this lane is like really, really low. Lots of regen being used everywhere. Meanwhile, we do have this anti-mage sat here. Level 3, he's going to be farming up pretty nicely, currently the highest last hitter in the game. Going to be going for that very fast Battle Fury as, let's face it, every single anti-mage ever.
Now denied.
Well, this mid lane is going to be where all the interesting stuff happens. It is mostly equal right now, as we do see this Dragon Knight just being able to use that bottle crowing to his best ability to make sure he can keep doing those spam breathe fire attacks. But while this is working, not very much is going on. Both these two teams just, you know, again, happy to take it to the mid game. Both these two teams have ultimates they really just would like to hit. You've got the Scarlet Mage with this ultimate, Lich would like to get level 6 along with the Tide Hunter. And Dragon Knight especially just peaks off as he's hit level 6, so Puck's going to be a little bit careful as he's taking a whole bunch of damage. Dragon Knight is trying to go in, but, well, he just needs another breathe fire, and Puck's going to be able to just bottle back out. But Puck is going to have to be a little bit more careful than that, as obviously that breathe fire, if you get hit with it a few times, can really, really hurt. Meanwhile, we do see Legion Commander doing a pretty good job in this off lane. Currently got 4 last hits, which is always a nice thing to see. Compared to the 5-1 Tide Hunter, which is never good to see considering the fact that he's also got that Lich up there as well, soaking up that experience. As we do actually see the first blood game picked up as the Elder Titan is actually going to go down, just as I was mentioning that. In fact, Elder Titan picks up the first blood, but does get killed immediately after a 1-for-1 exchange, slightly in favour of Section 80 right there. Meanwhile, we do see that Puck is going to be continuing doing his mid lane stuff. Double damages, but get picked up. Are they going to be able to go on this Legion Commander? Legion Commander is going to be super careful. They do have a stun. They're going to be going for the stun in a few more moments. Yes, they can. Probably would like to see that earlier. But DC Coop is going to get right click down. Nothing he can do. And that is going to be 2-1 for CCK. The opposite side, we are seeing a possible rotation gank right now from the Elder Titan. We're listening a little bit of harassment on this. So Dragon Knight is doing so well. We do see the Lich is going to get stunned and the huge amounts of damage. Puck's just trying to get away. The orb is going to be enough, and that Elder Titan is going to be trying to do a little bit of punching. The Legion Commander coming in as well. Press the overwhelming odds. There just weren't enough odds against her, so Dragon Knight is going to be able to get out of there, and that's going to be, you know, everyone getting out alive. It's like a Disney movie, but with slightly more dragons. A Disney movie with slightly more dragons aside, we are actually seeing a bit more rotation coming out from these supports right now, as we are starting to hit that point in the game where a few of them are hitting the levels they'd like to see as the anti-mage. They're going to be trying to stop this anti-mage farming, as you don't want to see him get a fast Battle Fury. He's already got his Ring of Health. Not quite sure if he's got any other pieces on the Courier. Not quite yet, but he is currently the highest farmer in the game by, you know, quite a bit, doing a pretty good job of farming. To be fair, mostly solo against easy opposition, but it still takes you to right-click those creeps at the right time. Dragon Knight's going to pop his ultimate right there, just to be able to do a little bit of harassment. There's a Puck, who isn't level 6 yet, almost going to be though, after these too few creeps. And that's going to actually give Tide a little bit of opportunity to get some much needed gold. He's already got his boots right now. Do you see a possible going on this anti-mage? He's taking a whole bunch of damage, but just going to go blink out, and there's very much he can do until each commander hits level 6. Once he hits level 6, then he can get that duel off, and that's where the fun really starts for this combo. But until then,
is under attack.
It's going to be a little bit lacking in terms of the stun department. I do see the Elder Titan is going to get the stun off onto, or at least a little bit of harassment damage on the Vengeful Spirit. But meanwhile, we see Tide, he's diving pretty deep for this Morphling, trying to get the anchor smash off. The Lich is going to get the slow, but Morphling's run away from his own tower, and now this may be a huge punishment coming out, but you see Puck gets the ultimate off. Scarlet Mage is going to kill the Lich in the background, and this may be a kill onto a Titan. So yes, it will be. That's going to be a 2-for-0, as we see that CCK just pushed a little bit too far. They delved a little bit too greedily, and the Dwarves got punished. And meanwhile, we do see Dragon Knight has kind of rotated, or see the Puck is kind of rotated against this Elder Titan. Elder Titan just going mid, soaking up some experience, soaking up some farm, which is always nice to see an Elder Titan. Can do so well with certain items, as we're kind of seeing almost turn into a 2 versus 2 on mid right now, as both these two sides are desperately trying to stop this from happening, or both these sides from doing anything painful. As we see a pause coming out, and the most favourite part of Dota is the pauses. Everybody loves pauses. Awesome. But pauses or not, let's have a quick look at how things are going so far. As it is 6 minutes in, we do see the experience graph 1k in favour of CCK. They've maybe 1 kill behind, but they are doing a little bit better of getting that experience in terms of farm. The gold is mostly equal. I'm guessing going to be around about maybe 200 in favour of Section 80. Not really enough to be able to say that's the lead worth mentioning at this point, like 1 or 2 creep kills. As we've got that lovely TP animation sound. Let's move over here. And nobody really going for anything crazy in terms of items. We don't see any rapier rushers. You know, Lich got his boots, not very much else, buying all the wards. Anti-Mage, really the one you've got to keep an eye on. Did go for power treads first, deciding to go for a little bit more survivability before going straight into his Battle Fury. Did you see the go call being made? The Anti-Mage pretty good in terms of gold per minute right now, 400. They're going to be onto his Battle Fury pretty quickly, as long as he doesn't go for any other items. As you see, the go call is going to be made. Legion Commander just going to be getting out of here. The ultimate isn't going to be anywhere near enough. Only 338 mana and only a level 1 mana void. That makes it to be about less than 200 damage, so not really enough. And meanwhile, though, we do see Titan's going to be harassing out this Morphling. Just look at that Anki Smash damage, reducing his right click down to practically nothing. But he is going to be a little bit careful, because the Elder Titan is going to be coming in to do more annoyance. Although those right clicks are going to be not very, very big, just because of, you know, that Anchor Smash is so good against close range heroes. Now, in the meanwhile, not very much else is going on. Both of these teams just very, very happy to stay still. Both of them happy to just wait until the mid game. And that's really where the action's going to start. We're going to see those level 6s coming in and all the fun, happy stuff that happens with, you know, with both these two teams having huge team fight abilities. If you can see an Elder Titan get a good ultimate off in exchange with the Puck, with his Dream Coil, then you could very easily see a dead opposing team. On the opposite side, a good Tidehunter plus Lich combo, well, you know, ditto and vice versa. As we do see Puck is gonna be chased away by this Lich. Gonna give the invisibility to this Legion Commander. As we do see the ultimate onto the Lich. Lich is gonna be able to try and get out. Can they kill him before? Yes, they can. The overwhelming odds nukes him down. The Dragon Knight pops his ultimate, trying to get anything in return, but at the same time, that's gonna be mostly a wasted pop. As we're going to be sat here 2-4. Very nice pick off by Section 80 right there.
Top tower is under attack.
But while this is happening, top tower is slowly getting harassed down by this Morphling, who's doing an okay job of farming himself. Looks like he's going for that usual Lincoln Sphere you see on... as we do see Morphling maybe have to pick up a kill onto Tidehunter. The Tidehunter making a huge mistake, misjudging how much damage that Morphling was going to do, and that's going to be another kill for Section 80. In the meanwhile, though, while that happened, Puck did get taken down in mid, though. Very nice kill there by the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight's gonna want to look for another one, and Kimbro taking a whole bunch of damage. Will he tick down? One more right click will be enough, but it's not going to be able to get into range, just because, you know, Heck can't really dive this at the moment, but he's going to be able to do some tower damage just simply because of that lovely, lovely passive ability from the Dragon Knight. That corrosive breath, yep, that corrosive breath, just taking down the tower pretty quickly. It's like a ultimate version of Liquid Fire, so to say. A liquid version of Liquid Fire aside, we do see that kill is actually going to give Morphling quite a nice chunk of gold right there. But the highest farmer is still this Anti-Mage, who's just kind of sat here playing his PvE game, right-clicking down creeps. He is going to get harassed out by Puck a bit, but we are seeing the main issue is that until Legion Commander gets his level 6, they can't really stop the Anti-Mage. Not without doing a huge, like, 5-man rotation. talking about 5-man rotations, we are kind of seeing 2 here. The Lich and Tide working together, being that, I wouldn't say support combo, but Tide is kind of not farming up for a fast blink dagger, so I'm guessing he wants to start doing fights and doing harassment early, as he has got that arcane boots, even helping to secure that rune right there. Now, something I will note from the CCK side is they've only just started stacking stuff. You know, these Ancients, only 2 stacks, and this could be 3 or 4 or even 5 by now, allowing this Titan to basically just pick up a free blink, and because of that, it does mean this Titan is going to be slightly behind where you may expect him to be. As we are going to be seeing, it looks like CCK, they want to stop the farming part of this game, just be able to give the anti-mage a little bit of farm here on bottom, and just start pressuring down middle. This middle is pretty low, so they should be able to pick up this tower pretty easily, but there is a fortification and a lot of counter pushes. We do see the Stomp coming out, hitting 2. Can they pick up any more kills? Well, we do see the Scarlet Mage almost killing the Vengeful Spirit right there, but it looks like they might go for this Kek right now. Kek in so much trouble. He does get silenced up, but he's very, very tanky right now. Just being able to run away, but the Illusionary Orb only used on the one hero right there. The Tidal to Ravage is perfect in return though, and Puck's almost going to go down. Yes, he will. That's going to be a 2-for-0 right there. The Scarlet Mage also go down in the meantime, and Morphling, they have to be a little bit careful. He's going to have to be able to get out right there. Legion Commander does pick up the Vengeful Spirit in the background, but this team fight did definitely go in favor of Section 80, but Morphling is kind of waiting here in the background. As we show the fight recap, and it was a 600 gold swing for CCK right there, thanks to it being a 2-for-1, and you know, a very important hero right there on the Puck to pick up, stopping Alias fast blink, stop him getting that a huge amount of damage that you can do. In the meanwhile, the anti-mages kind of just sat here, still farming. He's not finished farming yet, nowhere near, but he's doing a pretty good job of it, as in even right now, even though he's not been involved in, no, he's got 1 kill so far, the first initial kill on this bottom lane. But apart from that, although he's not really been involved in anything, he has been right-clicking creeps pretty good. And that means he's currently the highest farmer in the game by a considerable margin. Yep, being only one of 3 heroes above 5k, and 2 of them are on Section 80's side. So even though Section 80 did have a pretty bad time there in that team fight, they're doing pretty well. So you see Puck does miss his Anchor Smash. Are they going to try and go on in with the ultimate from Kek? No, they're not. In fact, the ultimate isn't up for another 17 seconds. That means the Puck's going to be more than fine to be able to get away. And while this is happening, Morphling may just pick up a solo tower right now. The fortification does get popped, meaning they might be able to get the deny off. Only 99 points of health left. He is going to get the right clicks off, and they're not going to get the deny. Can they get anything else from it? We do see the Tide rushing in, but he doesn't have his blink. Although Morphling's going to be super careful. And he does dodge the Anchor Smash, just strengthening himself up, and that's going to be more than enough. In the meanwhile, we do have a team fight breaking out on bottom. Puck going to get a lovely ultimate off, but the Scarlet Mage gets nuked down by the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage jumping out, and that's going to be a 1 for... that's going to be a 1 for nothing. Scarlet Mage, in fact, picking up the Vengeful Spirit, not the other way around. In the meanwhile, though, Elder Titan, he's in the wrong part of the woods right now. He's like, I made a terrible mistake. Can we redo that? So that is going to be a nice little kill right there. And Anti-Mage wants a few more kills. We do see Puck is going to have all his mana removed, but the slow on Anti-Mage is just too good. They might go in right now. They blink in, and Scarlet Mage is maybe the last one to fall right here, as he's kind of trying to hide in the trees. Wants to go for a curry kill right there. Not going to be able to pick it up, and that is going to be a 3 for nothing trade. Lovely stuff there for the Anti-Mage, and not what you want to see if you're on Section 80 side, as giving up 3 kills for your Anti-Mages. That's his Battle Fury. That's a 13-minute Battle Fury plus Trez. We do see a duel being taken out, but the ultimate from Lich is going to be enough to secure that. And in fact, I think the Vengeful Spirit, who got that duel? Yeah, but it was the Dragon Knight. He picked up 10 damage right there, and you'd never want to give the enemy carries that much damage. Maybe a little bit of mistake coming out there from that Legion Commander. A little bit of a shame, and that's going to be 9-7 right now. And we have a quick look. The experience is starting to jump way in favor of CCK, as well as the gold difference. We kind of saw that dip there during that little pause, but at the same time, the CCK are just farming this map far more efficiently and winning a few crucial team fights. While this is all happening, the Anti-Mage, he's going back to farming because he's got a 13-minute Battle Fury and he wants to go for even more. He hasn't left the jungle yet. And while this is also happening, the Dragon Knight, currently their second highest farm in the game, trying to go for that very fast BKB. Everyone loves fast BKBs. And it can work very, very well against this team, considering the amount of magic damage that they have. He's pretty tanky in terms of armor, as in plus the Lich's skill, he has a total of 62 melee resistance. But that means his magic resistance is a little bit lower than what maybe requires. We do see Legion Commander's going to go balls to the walls, going to pick up the kill immediately. The Morphling just jumping in, and Section 80 getting a very crucial bit of damage from that Lich. We do see Tidehunter, he's going to be making his way forwards. Doesn't have his blink yet, but does have a Ravage. So he's going to basically stop that Morphling from being able to use a Replicate. In fact, Morphling may be in a bunch of trouble. Does waveform out, and that's probably going to be the end of that team fight right now. They're both the two teams just dissipating, trying not to get hit in the face. And everyone gets away nice and safe apart from the initial Lich kill. And while that's happening, we do see Venture Spirit has managed to pick up a medallion, so even more minus armor, and that is a lot of minus armor. That's a lot of extra damage. Now, minus 6 armor, as we do actually see that K is in the wrong place once again, getting caught down. He's just going to get nuked down, but yes, it will. We do see lead the attack is going to be able to save him just for a little while. So that's going to be still 8-9, as we do see that CCK, they've got an advantage. They know it. They've got a few big items. They could do with a blink on the Tidehunter, but at the same time, they know they can go for this. Although the Legion Commander, he's in a good position. This may be a huge flank right now. Get the Worming Gods, go for the ultimate onto Venture Spirit, but the counter's pretty good. The Ravage is amazing. The Lich ultimate could have been better, but the creeps may be actually saving them right now. The bounces are good. And that is going to be 2 for 1 right there. The Vengeful Spirit does end up going down, but at the same time, the rest of Section 80 are coming in and trying to make something happen. While this happens, Radiant's bottom tower
is under attack.
Anti-Mage is doing split push, doing some awesome stuff, while Morphling doing the same down here on the bottom. That was basically a 4 versus 4 fight with none of their carries. Both the carries just going, I want more farm. Anti-Mage picking up a very fast Vlad's. Probably going to be going for his... well, there's a lot of ways you can build him, but generally you see a Manta at this stage, just because it gives you so much, well, amazingness against his enemy team. That is now a word, amazingness. Who cares about the English language? Yes, because obviously the Manta allows you to escape Puck's silence, it allows you to escape Scarlet Mage's silence. It's, well, they're the only silences that allows you to escape, but they're 2 pretty big ones that you want to dodge. As we've actually seen a possible smoke attempt, and yes, it will be, as they use 2 smokes. I don't think they stack. It would be amazing if it did, though. It's like it increased the duration if you use 2 smokes at the same time. Or at the very least, there should be some kind of, like, custom sound voice when you use 2 smokes on the same person, like coughing animation or something. A bit like how... Ricky has like custom voice lines for picking up invisibility. But either way, ignoring my possible solutions that will never get implemented into the game, we do see that that smoke was going to be, or 2 smokes were going to be mostly useless, so that's actually going to be 200 gold and a pretty significant cooldown just wasted in the bag right there. But it doesn't matter as they're currently roaming as a team, and Tidehunter's god is Blink. Now we haven't really seen an awesome ultimate by Tidehunter yet, and that's mostly because his lack of Blink, and 18 minutes in is a little bit slow, but it looks like they want to go for this kill onto the Puck. Puck's going to get away, just realizing he's in a huge amount of trouble. In the meanwhile, Morphling's going to pick a kill on the bottom. Going to give Digi Commander a little bit of extra win damage right there. 2 sets of dual wins, as we see the team fight kind of starting to break out here in this top tier 2, or bottom tier 2. We do see the entire Section 80 there coming in. We see the ultimate coming out from Puck, going in for the damage, and they're going to be trying to counter this, but those 2 supports just get completely destroyed. The other Titan not even needed, and this may be a Dragonite also going down as well. Keck desperate trying to get away, but the silence and slow is a little bit too strong. He's going to go in for the TP just straight to the face, but Morphling says no. And Keck is really, really tanky right now, but it isn't going to be enough as we see the body blocks coming out, and he's going to get slowed by the urn charges. Not even able to bottle up through those. And the even getting the duel off onto that Legion. Very nice work right there. Realizing his duel cooldown was on pretty short cooldown, meaning you could just pick up 10 extra damage, and that's really what you want to see on this Legion Commander. Just pick up more duel wins, pick up more damage, win the game. As we do see, in fact, Tide may be in a little bit of trouble. He does manage to blink out, dodging that attack, but at the same time, they know he's still here. The Lich is behind him, though, as he does have his ultimate. Tide have his Ravage. They could go for something amazing if they initiate too deep onto him. But they're not going to. They're just going to rotate back and be like, we got a kill. In fact, we got 2 kills. More than that, in fact. And that's a pretty good deal. But while this is happening, you've got an anti-mage who's free farming. Yay, free farming. Gonna go picking up these unstacked ancients and just go right clicks down more creeps. He's currently about 1.4k ahead of his opposing carry, and that's a very nice place to be as an anti-mage. In the meanwhile, though, this Morphling has also been farming up pretty nicely himself. Already got his Linker Sphere, and considering he doesn't have that ability of having a Battle Fury, keeping up with the anti-mage to this extent is a very nice job. He hasn't so much been farming creeps as the anti-mage has, but been farming heroes. Disregard creeps, get kills, acquire money. Now, we are going to be seeing a possible 5-man rotation coming out here. They're going to be making their way through, and this could be a 5-man clash coming out, and the smoke's going to be coming in. Are they going to spot this out? I think they might have smoked right under the enemy ward right there, Keck. They're going to get slow on the K. K doesn't get caught out once again, though. Okay, he might want to go for an amazing stomp. If he can get it off, it is going to be a little bit difficult, though. As both these two teams kind of just sat here on the outside with a anti-mage still farming. Yay, farming. Now he is going to have his Manta pretty quickly, in fact, as he does actually mess up that last one. Meanwhile, we do see the team fight kind of threatening to break out, but not going to really. And in fact, they may just be able to pick up this tier 2 just anyway, without there being any team fight. And Dragonite gets that last hit, and not quite sure what Section 80 were trying to do. They were kind of hanging around in this bottom area, maybe trying to pick off the anti-mage, but at the same time, they just gave up a free tier 2 tower, which is a little bit interesting. But free tier 2 towers or not, we do see that I think CCK are still in their lead, but are not quite as much as they used to be. 2.5k experience. And roughly around about the same in terms of gold, but CCK are starting to take lead once more. They're going to be smoking up. Can they catch anyone out? They're going to be rotating up through to the top, trying to hope that someone will come to defend against this anti-mage up here on top. If the TPs come in, they're going to be huge amounts of trouble. They don't have a ward to place upon that usual spot, though. So they don't actually know if there's anyone there. And instead, it looks like it's going to be a Roshan attempt coming out from Section 80. As this Roshan is, don't just get destroyed with this. Well, in fact, they don't have any minus on, but they have a lot of damage. In fact, they may be going in for the fight right now. They know it's going to be happening, and smoke's going to pop off in a few moments. And the ultimate, but the silence on the Tyranitar is absolutely crucial. He's just sat there waiting. And the Ravage goes off, but it's too late. They do pick up the L Titan in return, though, and the Roshan is still up. We see the rest of Section 80. They're just scattering to the winds, and they're going to be trying to go in. They're trying to sneak it once more. Can they get the few right click? Yes, they can. Morphling picking that up right there, and now they're going to be trying to turn this around. As I feel that CCK leaving that and going for the Scarf Mage was a huge mistake, and now Ty's going to get silenced up. He might get taken down. They're going to be trying to take him out, and we do see the duel and the right click is going to be more than enough to be able to take down the Tyranitar. And what was looking like it was going to be an amazing engagement coming out from CCK kind of turned on its head due to Section 80 and that amazing silence from Scarf Mage in the perfect position. Just right clicking. Anti-Mage is going to pick up the puck as he just comes in, voids, blinks back out. As he's now got his Manta, plus 2k gold, and he's just split pushing like a boss. Real quick look at the gold. We do see it did dip a little bit after that team fight. We've got to wait for it to update, in fact. But even after that, this anti-mage is farming so well. He even managed to pick up a tier 2 tower while all that was going on. This anti-mage is starting to become an issue. As in 25 minutes in, already got his Battle Fury, Vladimir, Anti-Star, plus 2.3k gold. This is dangerous territory. While the Morphling is going for that shotgun build. Already been able to pick up the shotgun. So he's got some pretty big damage as well. If they can get that shotgun immediately onto the anti-mage, and they could be in a good situation, but they've got to get it first. And we do see that, well, Lich kind of melts. Yeah. Morphling does a magic act.
Middle tower is under attack.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Are fortified.
As we do see, the tier 1 tower is going to be probably going down in a few more moments. Morphling is going to be trying to go for the, maybe a few more kills, but not going to be able to do anything of the sort.
Middle tower has fallen.
And he's going to TP through to top, and Anti-Mage is going to be a little bit careful. He's still going to be trying to do for that Rat Doto. Or Anti-Mage Doto, so to say. And he's just going to TP away, be more than fine, here in the darkness. It looks like they want to go for another push on mid. Coming out from the Section 80.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tyranitar Well, he's going to get right-clicked and nuked down. Not very much that can happen right there, and that is going to be 13 to 18 right there. Section 80 taking the lead in terms of kills, but not in terms of farm and experience, and that's really what matters. We see that all the outer tier 1 towers, apart from this tier 2, has gone down to the Rat Dota of Anti-Age. In fact, it does look like the Vengeful Spirit is going to pick up the Morphling right there. That's absolutely huge. Puck gets an amazing ultimate right now. Phase shifts out, but can they do anything with it? We do see the rest of the team just kind of sat there like, well, you got a perfect ultimate R5. Yes, you can't do anything else. And that is going to be huge right there. 2 kills for nothing. Puck does manage to pick up the Vengeful Spirit though, but Vengeful Spirit isn't really worth it. Isn't going to really stop their push. It is a nice amount of counter damage. You see that Scarlet's Mage just basically gets nuked right there, and they're going in for this tier 2 tower, and that's going to be the last tier 2 going down right now. And it's going to be basically a 2 versus 4, and they still have a Ravage. They still have a Ravage, they still have a Lich Ultimate to try and take this high ground if they want to. Obviously, they no longer have the Aegis anymore. That got removed quite a while ago. In fact, in a team fight a long, long time ago. The galaxy far, far away. And while that's happening, I will note that right now the biggest loser of all this stuff that's happening has been this Legion Commander. Yes, she's managed to win 5, well, I think 5 duels. It would be nice if a little duel counter to see how many you won. Since she's got 58 to bonus damage, but you put all that together and that's, yeah, roughly around about, 5 duels. With 2 of them being level 2. But 5 duels or not, you know, she's not really doing much. Yeah, she's got a Blade Mail and a Blink Dagger, but 26 minutes in, not really what you're looking for. She's going to be trying to farm up a little bit, especially when you're talking about an anti-mage just farmed up. So we see he's going in for the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight, can he get the damage off? No, he can't. Lich Ultimate's going to be good enough. Can they turn it around? Yes, they can. The Ravage is also going to pick it up too right there, and Scarlet Mage is going to get nuked down. The rest of Elder Titan, can he get the staple gun? No, he can't, but he's going to be able to survive just for a little bit longer. So he thinks about going back in, and if that Morphling is there, he's got a double damage, and that's double the fun. But in fact, this is going to look like it's going to be CCK wants to go for the aggression, and K is going to get slowed up. Are they going to go any further? The Morphling is going to try and TP out, and the Stomp is going to be good enough, probably to keep them alive. And in fact, it looks like the Titan Hunter, he's not had enough yet. He hasn't seen the last of this old Titan, the little cow thing. Just be trying to get out there, but I guess it looks more like a goat or something. In the meanwhile, we do see Puck does manage to pick up the Anti-Mage right there. The Anti-Mage going for that split, pushing, almost taking down the tier 3, but almost is not quite. That's actually a pretty big kill right there. That's going to be a huge swing. 1.5k in favor of Section 80 just because of how good this Anti-Mage has been doing. 5, 2, and 4. 278 last hits. That is 10 last hits a minute. That's, you know, in terms of laning, that's almost perfect. Obviously going to be going down a little bit now. He's dead. But at the same time, you know, this Anti-Mage has been farming like a boss. Like Anti-Mages generally do. Is even after that kill, he's still 3k ahead, and it looks like the rest of CCK, they're kind of in the enemy jungle. These two sports must be a little bit careful. As, yep, they definitely are going to be a little bit careful. Because, you know, 2 supports on their own aren't the greatest at doing stuff. Now, while this is happening, we do see that Section 80, they are trying to slowly make their way back into the game, but I am still a little bit fearful that CCK has the easier team fight, and they've also got Anti-Mage who's fed. Like, he's going for his heart. He's almost got it, in fact. He just needs to pick up one more part. And an Anti-Mage with this much farm is so difficult to kill. He's got his max spell shield, meaning he's already got the magic resistance, plus the Lich. Being able to do so, so you see the Anti-Mage all of a sudden realizes he can't go 1 versus 1 against his Morphling. He can go 1 versus 1 against his Morphling. But you see both these two teams, they're kind of sat back for a moment, but this push surely is going to be coming from CCK as, you know, you don't want to go super late against a Morphling, as Morphling can get that huge amount of damage from his agility and various strength items. CCK just right-clicking. Meanwhile, Scarlet Mage is going to pick up the Anti-Mage right there. Not quite sure how that happened. Must have been with the additional duel, and duel's always pretty good, especially with a blade mail against a farmed anti-mage. All that damage anti-mage does all of a sudden turned on its head against the enemy hero. And meanwhile, we do see that the rest of Section 80, they are going to have to try and defend this possible bottom push. In fact, it looks like they just want to go for possibly this last little bit of right-click damage. But the fortification is going to actually save this. And CCK may be in a bunch of trouble. Do you see that Dragon Knight just going all in? K going to get nuked down. Not quite sure where that came from, but it was pretty awesome. In the meanwhile, we do see that Morphling is going to pick up the bottom tower on bottom. And they are going to be going for a team fight right now. The ultimate from CCK Commander is going to be perfect, but the Dragon Knight is still standing tall. That BKB being so good, and Morphling going to pick up one. Morphling going to pick up two. Morphling going absolutely mad right there, and they don't have the anti-mage, and that's what really hurting them right now. That's going to be a 3-for-2 exchange though, and we do see the Venture Spirit going to be trying to do anything in return. Not going to be able to pick up that Scarlet Mage, and that is going to be a 3-for-2, which actually is pretty scary if you're Section 80 right now. Is you just lost a 4 versus 5, and the 5th player missing on the opposite team was the anti-mage. Which is never fun to see. But either way, you know, with that 5th player just remaining, it is going to be just another delay, but this tier 3 does go down, the first tier 3 of the game, and we're going to be seeing another pause, a heart on the anti-mage, as well as the Scardy on the Morphling, as both these two carries now completely neck and neck. I say that this is probably a Section 80 slight little lead in terms of gold. That last team fight, yeah, we do see the experience dipping right down to mostly equal, although it's still in CCK's favour. Not quite sure where that gold is being found. From the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knight is completely beating the puck as in the similar positions, but 5k ahead. Look at his items. He's got that Assault Cuirass plus the BKB and the Drum of Endurance, just making him so goddamn tanky. And we've got the pause. I think we're looking at how the items are going, as obviously solo casting is always fun to see the pauses coming out. It means you've got to try and fill up the time with nothing but the sound of your own voice. Luckily, I like it. I like the sound of my own voice. As we do see currently on the lit side, he's got, like, nothing. Bracers, Earn. This is actually pretty good for his support right now. We got Dragon Knight, who's got his Assault Cuirass and BKB as mentioned earlier. The Venture Spirit managed to pick up her Force Staff, so that gives her a lot of mobility, able to get those pickoffs, able to swap someone out and Force Staff herself away, even able to do some crucial saves. And the Anti-Mage, like what we mentioned, the almost 6-slotted beast right now, probably going to be upgrading his Power Treads to those lovely boots of travel very, very soon. Well, as soon as he gets the money plus buyback. And while that happens, as he kind of TPs into some trees, nobody saw that. Nor the anti-mage behind the green curtain. And obviously we've got the Tide Hunter, who's also got a Force Staff of his own, plus that Blink Dagger. On the opposite side, we've got the Morphling, he's picked up his Scardy, plus the Ethereal Blade. He's doing a lot of burst damage.
Invisibility.
Especially as he's got 1.8k health, even with all his strength drained away. As we're actually going to be seeing Initiation coming out here onto the Lich, and Lich is very, very dead. Nothing he can do right here. Legion going to be able to pick up that kill right there, and that's going to be another kill for her. We do see that she is starting to pick up those items with that Ogre Club, the Blade Mail, and various boots coming out with there. As Puck has also managed to pick up her BKB, her Blink Dagger, but not very much else. As we do see this Roshi is going to be coming up in about 30 seconds time. And that feels where the next big team fight is going to be happening. Everyone's got their ultimates up. Well, in fact, Tide Hunter doesn't. There's going to be a small period of time where Tide Hunter doesn't have the ultimate up, but Roshi is going to be for the taking.
Radiant's top tower
And both these two teams have to know that Roshi is going to be up very, very soon. As we see Anti-Mage trying to go man on man against his Morphling, as Morphling kind of goes into the trees and then is forced to use his ultimate to get away. Going to go farm the enemy jungle.
Radiant's top tower
Both these two teams just farming. Carries like farming. In other news, bears' toiletry habits have been discovered.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now, while this is happening, we do see a possible push coming out the mid through CCK, and this actually makes a lot of sense right now. They've got all their ultimates up that they need. They've got all their abilities. Anti-Mage is currently in his peaking stage of the game, so just go for the kills, go for the damage. go for all the fun. It looks like they're going to just go switching array, and in fact, this is going to be a very bad TB. Morphling all of a sudden realizing, oh damn. And in fact, that's actually huge right now. That means the Morphling has no ability to get back, and this is going to be basically a free set of racks unless somehow Section 80 can stop this from happening. As we do see the stomp is going to come out, but it misses everybody. This is basically going to be a free melee racks, and Morphling going to be coming in from behind. Can he do anything? He's kind of just sat here. They're going to be trying to coordinate this, but it's just going to be a free set of racks. That TP hurts so much. In the wrong place, he just nuked down Lich immediately, but now Morphling going to be super careful. As you see the silence from the puck, but the blink dagger from the Ravage from Tident is going to be good enough. The staple gun doing its work, but Anti-Mage just right-clicking. He doesn't care. Going to get the ultimate off onto Legion Commander. And this is now carry on carry, man on man. But we'll have to say that CCK does have the advantage right here as Puck is going to get taken down. Legion Commander does buy back. He's trying to go for the damage, and he's going to be able to take down the Anti-Mage. The Stomp is going to be good enough to take down Dragon Knight. And that is going to end up being a 2-4. Make that a 3-for-5. But a 3-for-5 or not, they did lose a set of racks for nothing. This set of racks is now gone. As we have a quick look at the fight recap, and that, yep, was a 3-for-5. A goal exchange, 2,000 in favor of Section 80. But even with that, they lost objectives. They are going to get the objective of the Roche right there, which is always nice to see. The Morphling going to be able to have even more survivability. Everyone loves survivability. It's the favorite dish of the day. And we're going to be seeing just Nico, probably going to be the one picking that up. Yep, he is going to have now 2 lives. Even more ability to do some pretty good stuff. As that was a pretty mixed team fight. They did lose a set of racks for nothing, but at the same time, they did manage to pick up the Aegis in return. So I do feel that CCK are going to be kind of put into the back foot for a little bit. And for the first time in the game, the Anti-Mage is not the highest farmer. For the first time, we do see the Morphling has managed to overtake the opposing team. He's just farming up some more. That's here on level 22 versus a level 22 Anti-Mage who's still dead. A buyback having really hurt him. And he's still got 2k gold, so does have the buyback if he needs it. Not going to really need it though in only 1 second.
Middle tower is
And they might just go for this Morphling. If they can kill him twice, this could be pretty huge. Are they going to pop his Lincolns, and all of a sudden they realize this is actually a pretty big mistake. In fact, the shotgun, absolutely huge, and Morphling just gets out there with his ultimate. Going through to the top, and that was a pretty big mistake right there. As Tident to kind of realize he was all alone in that initiation. That's just going to be basically a gimme, another 1k swing in favor of Section 80. For a quick look at the goal, that does mean that currently we're sat at completely equal. We just see this huge lead the CCK had once just slowly whittled away by small mistakes being made like that. Now we're sat here almost 0-0, completely tied up. While meanwhile we do have the experience lead is way in favor of Section 80. 10k lead, they've got the experience lead, but at this point the levels don't matter so much. We've got the Scarlet Mage. He could probably do with his level 16, but apart from that, for a quick look at how the levels have been going, we do see that most of them have all their crucial stuff. As in only really the supports are lacking their level 16s at the moment. We do see possible initiating coming in. Puck is going to pick up the first goal, looking for a second one. This is going to be absolutely huge. 3 kills going to Section 80 right there, including the carry in form of the Dragon Knight. Absolutely crazy stuff now. And that is going to be probably Section 80's chance to go push and take some racks of their own. In the meanwhile, though, Anti-Mage is continuing to split push. Anti-Mage is just going, okay, I can't win a team fight versus 5, but I can split as a 1. While this is happening, we do see the tier 2 is going to be going down here on the top. But the meanwhile, Anti-Mage is going to be going for some damage on this top tower. The fortification is going to get popped, and that's actually a pretty big win right here. Just delaying and stopping this opponent even going in. We do see the Morphling going to hit the wrong player. And you just see the Anti-Mage illusion didn't even go down to that shotgun combo. That's how strong his stuff is. And meanwhile, we do see Tide looking for some action right now. He doesn't have his he does have his Ravage, but he's not going to use it. He's blinks up in a few more moments. Anti-Mage going in. And the Ravage is going to come off, hitting 2, not going to hit all 3. And Anti-Mage, can he be able to get out? No, he can't. Legion Commander holding him down all the way through. Legion Commander is doing a very good job, and that's going to be another 2 kills for nothing. And now, surely, this is going to be Section 80 pushing down through the top. As in, there's no real reason for them not to. Anti-Mage can't split push anymore, but Anti-Mage does have the buyback. He's sat here with the buyback ready. It's probably a good idea to show that right now. He does have the buyback ready, along with not along with Tident, but Tident did use his ultimate, so it doesn't really matter. And is it going to be a buyback? Looks like they might just be giving up this 1 set of racks. They are going to pop the fortification. Are they going to go any further?
Top barracks are under attack.
Buybacks are going to be coming out. The anti-mage comes in. Can they do anything else? It is going to be a 4 versus 5 situation, so even pretty difficult. And they do get the melee racks here on top. But while this is all happening, we do see this lane is pushing itself in. So anti-mage might... Well, does he have that... Nope, he doesn't have the boots of travel yet. He may be able to pick him up now, considering the fact he doesn't have buyback anymore. But either way, that is going to be a pretty nice win for Section 80 right there. Picking up a bunch of important kills, picking up a bunch of important buildings. And now it's 24-37. Section 80 really has been winning the team fights just recently, as we do see that this anti-mage, he starts to scale off around now. As in, he's having his time, and now it's the Morphling's turn to shine, and the Morphling just look at his farm. As in, he doesn't even have a Battle Fury to go help him. He's been farming like a boss. He wants some more. He probably wants his buyback money. He's already got, plus whatever slot he can put into the Aegis, and maybe even a boots of travel of his own. Already level 25. Versus Anti-Mage, who still hasn't got past level 22 when we first mentioned it. This Morphling has been having a lovely time, just winning a lot of these team fights. Winning a lot of the team fights or not. Walking in. As I do feel that CCK, they've got to get a good got to get a good team fight off soon. If they don't, this Legion Commander is starting to get big. Her farm isn't great. In fact, her farm is pretty terrible for how much for the current time of the game, only 128 last hits. But a Legion Commander still has that ultimate and still has 136 extra damage. That's basically a free part of a rapier. As we do see smoke coming out. Gonna go into the enemy jungle, but at the same time, the enemy team kind of think that something's going on. As in, all the enemy team are missing. They've got enough ward control. Well, they don't actually have any ward control, but it is mostly game sense this team right now. As they all kind of sat here outside the tier 2. It looks like we're going to go just straight for the... just go for the racks. Just go for the buildings. They're trying to go out-position their opposing team. And meanwhile, do see the Sun Pods coming in with the ultimate coming out from Legion Commander. The swap is going to be good enough, though. The Ravage does nothing. Everyone goes down. The puck is going to be able to swing out. And Morphling going to pick up 2 kills right there. Picks up a 3rd. Anti-Mage trying to do anything. Anti-Mage does pick up 1, but it's not going to be enough, as we do see the Anti-Mage is actually going man-on-man against Morphling. Morphling, though, Butterfly just doing its work. And everyone, he just can't attack anyone. And right now, he's in so much trouble. He's been silenced up. This Anti-Mage desperately trying to get out alive. Not going to... Ooh, the silence just run out at the last moment, but this puck is trying to follow him. And that is going to be a rampage coming out for the Morphling. Absolutely lovely stuff. This Morphling is just too farmed right now, and I feel that this might be GG. Or at least GG coming up soon.
Silence.
And we even see the effigy just get destroyed here on middle. As look at all these creeps. This creep wave has just been pushing itself forward, and now Vengeful Spirit's got to basically solo defend, and Vengeful Spirit's not very good at clearing waves. In fact, neither are any of these heroes, apart from maybe Tide. And while this is happening, the rest of Section 80, they realize they just want a huge team fight. Anti-Mage is down for 70 seconds. He doesn't have buyback. They can just go push through mid and win the game. And that looks like what they want to go do. They do even have fortifications, so this tier 2 and tier 3 are going to go down in seconds. Just look at this damage from from Morphling. 315 base damage thanks to all that agility being stolen. As look at Morphling just right-clicking. And obviously at this stage in the game, that's 39 armor. He's got the Butterfly, he's got the Lincoln Sphere, he's even got the Scarly. That's huge amounts of survivability coming out for him. And well, right now, we do see the Titans try and do something, but that might have been a small mistake, and they try and just delay for as long as they can, and the shotgun is... well, it's what shotguns do. They explode things. And the Stomp is going to come out. That is going to hit one player, but the Force Staff is going to be good enough, and the Rage Rats are going for it first. Not quite sure if they're going to be able to pick it up, and they're just going to go for the Tide. They're just going to say, I've got a Scardy and huge amounts of damage. You can't kill me. Not at least without the Anti-Mage. Even with the Anti-Mage, I don't think they can. As you see that the Legion Commander does get the pick off onto Keck, and that is going to be one carry already down. Legion Commander picking up that last one. The Ravage not even going to go off for 10 seconds. The buyback instantly coming out. He's got to wait for 5 seconds, but this Rax is going down. And that's going to be basically a 2 versus 5. We need to see an Anti-Mage plus Ravage that is the best ever. And I don't see it happening right now. As we just see right now that it's going to be so difficult for these two heroes to defend on their own. Venture Spirit is going to be coming in, and the TP is going to be coming out, and can they get the Ravage? It is a 3-man Ravage, absolutely perfect. Can they kill the Morphling? Yes, they can! They get the Morphling. This may be the start of a comeback right now. Do you see the Poke is also going to go down? Titan to pick up a second one, and probably also going to be able to pick up the Elder Titan. Yours is going to save him for a little bit longer, but this anti-mage is coming in, and, well, K is in so much trouble. The right clicks, DPs won't save you, and that is going to be a 3-for-nothing trade right there. 3 versus 5 situation. The Ravage was absolutely perfect, but it took so much to kill that Morphling, and they lost 2 sets of racks right now. They do have 1 set of racks in return, and can they get anything out of it? Not really, because they've got a Morphling who's got a buyback. As in, if they decide to go for the push, Morphling has a buyback. If they don't go for the push, Morphling's just going to come back, pick up his next set of items, and then go win the game the second time. As we just see that this bottom tower is so low right now.
Double damage.
And we're going to have to see a miracle coming out from CCK to bring this back. I feel that they just left it a little bit too late. Compared to that point where they were at 7 7k lead in terms of gold, they were way ahead, got 1 set of racks, and then they lost a few team fights in a row, and now we're here, 15k difference in favor of Section 80. If we look at the opposite side, we do have that experience did go quite a bit, but all the way up to 15k. The Roshan goes down to Anti-Mage, so that does give him a little bit of chance to come back into the game. Does give possibly a pause for this defeat. It looks like, in fact, they're just going to go for a little bit of backdoor action, as the backdoor is not enabled due to these creeps right here, meaning this tier 3 is just going to go get knocked down. Just look at it getting destroyed. Meanwhile, the anti-mage is going to pick up, get nuked down right here. All of them picking it up at the same time. The lead commander, it is going to be only 1 life. We see the swaps coming out. They are going to be trying to pick up this L-Time immediately. And meanwhile, the Morphling, he's going to work right clicking like a boss, knocking people down left, right, and center. And he's just taking no damage. He's, like, literally taking no damage. That +1 armor a little bit too strong. That is going to be, well, we do see the buyback immediately coming out from all the players, and that's going to be another shotgun kill coming out. The Lich going to be going down. We see that CCK, they're trying to stand here because they know it's their last chance. A last chance it is. The cheese gets used by Dragon Eye, but it isn't going to be enough. He's trying to get away. And we even see the boots of travel being picked up by Leech Commander. She's going to TP down to the bottom. Going to be trying to pick up the kill to Venture Spirit. Although, meanwhile, the anti-mage also making that decision a little bit questionable. The swap also coming out. The BKB, meaning she's not going to get stunned up for a little bit longer. And Cube goes down. The Get keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but he was forced to use another buyback. Still got 4k gold, so we're going to have to see another amazing Ravage. And they do have it. They do have the Ravage coming up right now. They're going to be pushing down through mid. Probably going to be trying to see them just push down through to the bottom lane and take out this last set of racks standing for CCK. And Tident is going to need a perfect ultimate. They don't have a Lich combo with it, but do have the Anti-Mage. We saw how good the Anti-Mage can be when he's left alone and the Morphling stunned up. Fortification is going to get popped up, giving the Dragon Knight opportunity to buy back. And this is going to be a full 5-on-4 fight. Still in favor of Section 80 more than likely. Gemma True Sight is going to get picked up, or dropped, I'd say. At this point, though, the Gemma True Sight isn't really doing very much. We don't really need map control when this has turned into a siege against CCK. But it's a siege on both bases. As all it's going to take is one bad team fight from either of them, and they can bring this back. We are at the stage in the game where a goal advantage isn't that big, although we do see the Morphling. Just look at him, he's going for it. He wants to pick up one set. They give them a 3 set of racks. Morphling doesn't care. He is going to pop his BKB, and he isn't even going for the... Yes, he is. He goes for the racks. That is going to be the Mega Creeps, and he even gets away at the end of it. He didn't even need to get away at the end of it, and this is going to have to be a final death push coming up through the middle, coming out from CCK, as the Mega Creeps are coming in, and there's nothing you can do against them. Inevitability, now set in stone, and Morphling is even going to buy himself a Boots of Travel. Basically, Morphling going, what are the options we have to be able to lose this game? And one of them is that they aren't able to push out, and you see the Legion Commander nuking down CCK. The Ravage is good though, picking up all 3. The ultimate from the Staple Gun coming out, doing a lot of damage. Janta may try and do anything, but he gets stunned up and knocked down. And that is going to be GG well played being called out. That is going to be 31-54. Section 80 is going to go 3-2 up, I think. in terms of current games, and
Victory.
very nice start for them as they're going to continue on through the StarLadder Pro League. And we just saw right there that Section 80 just simply, they held on for long enough. They held on until the Morphling outcarried the Anti-Mage. We didn't really see anything. We saw a few sloppy team fights come out from Section 18, a few nice plays by the Morphling. But at the same time, the main issue we just saw was simply a case of Morphling is a harder carry than Anti-Mage in the late game. Either way though, do not go anywhere as we're going to be going into another game, which we're going to be switching over to Rasmus TV for that one. So do stay tuned, as I think this is going to be He versus someone. Yeah, FWT versus He.